Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, January 11th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Before I get to the stocks, I want to first just personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you're liking what you see as I go through the video and you want to learn more about this tool and how it can be used to build consistency as a trader, then definitely get signed up for the free class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down below, or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click on to get signed up. So like I said, if you're enjoying what you see and want to learn more and take your understanding and consistency in a more positive direction, then definitely get signed up for the free class. And then quick, before I get to the stocks, a couple clarification points. First off, I will be using the 30-minute time frame. So if you're a beginner, what do I mean by 30-minute? I just mean that each one of these candlesticks, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. And then next, the market is still open for a little bit. So as you can see right here, that candle is still moving around. That's because the market's still open for just a few more moments. But as far as the levels that I'll talk about, they'll still be completely relevant moving into Tuesday. But I like to do these videos when the market's still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting price action play out. So first one here, ticker symbol SQQQ, which is an ETF, and it's a way that allows you to make money if the NASDAQ falls in price. And if you're assuming you're not living under a rock, you've heard about the NASDAQ quite a bit the past couple of weeks with how much it's been getting beat down, including today. Although what makes this very interesting and why it's the first on the watch list is that the trend here on the SQQQ is still up. Now, yes, right now the price has started to pull back, which implies that the QQQ itself is rising upwards. But if you think that, okay, no, I don't believe in the current, NASDAQ bounce right now, I don't believe in this upwards movement, then this would be an opportunity for you to buy this pullback right here, which again, even with the pullback, is still occurring in a bullish context, and bullish context being defined right there via that purple line there, the 50-period moving average, which is still moving upwards. So like I said, if you're someone that's looking at the NASDAQ and you're saying, yeah, I don't know, yeah, it was rough this morning, but it's bounced up throughout the course of the day, but I don't believe the bounce. I think it's going to go back down. How can I make money from that? Again, the SQQ would be a place to do that, which again, and nothing's guaranteed. But as far as that thought process is concerned, I totally understand. Like, I can see why you're thinking that way. You're thinking, you know what, I like to buy pullbacks. This pullback is occurring with an overall uptrend. So of course that doesn't guarantee anything, but by no means could somebody accuse you of having some sort of random thought process, because I totally see what you're seeing. And it's just a question of, okay, now manage risk going forward since there are no guarantees. But like I said, if you fit in some sort of framework where you like to buy pullbacks within uptrends, then I definitely keep an eye on this one. Next one, PSTI, and I'm doing this for one simple reason, and that reason is the ability for me to draw that line right there at $1.90. And my ability to do so is not some sort of because I have a bunch of talent or a bunch of skill. Nothing like that. That's not a great discovery. I assure you that many, many people have drawn that line. And I say all that because when many people around the world are watching the same level, wondering the same thing as you longtime viewers have heard, you know what I'm going to say, that can involve a self-fulfilling prophecy dynamic. So while nothing is guaranteed, as I've already talked about, my core point here is it's valid. It's plausible to think that if this movement can get up to $1.90 and then break up through there, that break in and of itself could very well create quite a bit of upside buying pressure. Also, just from strictly a pattern perspective. So we have the resistance there, we have the support right there, we have the big momentum move right there. If I put the golf hole down here to make this more visual, this would be known as a bull pennant pattern. So again, that's where it goes back to $1.90, and if the price can push up through there, then that doesn't guarantee a breakout, but it does make it valid and plausible to think that, all right, yeah, I'm going to buy here because I think other people are going to buy because it's a breakout, and then you try to play upon the self-fulfilling prophecy itself. So if you like to try to play these sorts of patterns, then I definitely have this one on your watch list. Next one, AMC, and before anything else, I want to just get this trend line extended outwards here. Now for you longer time viewers, hopefully you remember that trend line. I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of that green line there as it served its purpose, because right now you got to give some credit where credit's due. Very nice bounce, no doubt about it. Things were looking a little shaky this morning, but essentially all afternoon long, green candle, green candle, green candle. So the price has been going upwards, but there's still work to be done. Now, I understand me just saying, hey, it looks good, but there's still work to be done. Those are all just words. But that's why I love charts as a tool, because they allow you to take words and then make them very visual, make them quantifiable. So when I say there's still work that needs to be done, it has everything to do with that red line there, the trend line. Also, that 50-period moving average, the purple line, is going to play a role. But overarching, like I said, in my opinion, at least the main work that needs to be done is the price, of course, needs to get up to that trend line and then be able to break above it and stay above it. And I throw in the stay above it because right here we had a situation where sure the price broke above that level, but it never was able to stay above it and then back down it went. So yes, again, to give full credit where credit's due, very nice bounce, very nice, slow and steady upwards, grind throughout the course of the afternoon. However, there's still work that needs to be done in regards to that trend line. So let's see what happens. Next one, TLRY, and big movement on this one today with the earnings and the, caught the market unexpectedly in a good way, hence the gap up. But what makes this interesting is, yeah, it's pulled back. So, point number one in that regard is there's no fear. There's no need to worry about, I don't know, am I chasing the price? Am I going to be the sucker that buys the top? Am I suffering from FOMO, fear of missing out? No, that's already happened, right? People that were suffering from FOMO, they already bought right there, and they are now paying the consequences of that, which means the price is pulled back. Now, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to have a profitable trade. My core point here is at least you can eliminate that whole worry, which is a valid worry of, I don't know, am I getting caught up in the hype? Am I chasing the price? Absolutely not. And then you look at the pullback and with the price starting to go sideways. So, and don't get me wrong, just because the price started to go sideways does not mean that for sure guaranteed this is the bottom and it's going to get a movement back upwards. But my point here is that it becomes valid to think that way, that the price has finally stopped going down here, went sideways, and now it's just a question of can the price push up through that pink line there, which on my chart denotes the 200 period moving average, currently valued at $7.30. So $7.30, very interesting level of resistance headed into Tuesday. And then, as far as areas of support are concerned, key level to watch if there is any sort of pullback going to be right down there around that $7 mark. But again, you got the big move, you got the pullback. But if you're somebody that thinks that this could potentially, get another round of momentum, then in my mind, that 200 period moving average serves as a good kind of trigger area. Next one, Tesla, TSLA, and this is essentially like AMC, meaning you got to give credit where credit's due. There's no doubt about it. A very, very impressive bounce. Got here during that opening 30 minutes, and then after there, just higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and it has continued to grind and grind higher. However, there's still work that needs to be done. And again, in this definition, quote-unquote work being defined right there as that red line there, which I've talked about in past videos, which sits right up around, let's just call it 1,060. So 1060, which you can also see is, and this just happened to be the case, but a conversion point. You have the 50 period moving average right there. You have the 200 period moving average. So you have a ton of areas of resistance right at that level. Doesn't mean that it can't push through it, but it does imply that, yeah, the bulls and this momentum is certainly going to need to remain very, very strong on Tuesday if it does have any sort of chance of pushing up through that 1060 mark. So keep a close eye on that. But again, very impressive bounce. Now it just becomes a question of, is this bounce the start of something much bigger to the upside? Let's see how the price behaves at 1060. Next one, PLTR, another stock that I've been following pretty closely because I know it's a popular one out there. And like many of these NASDAQ stocks, got to give credit where credit's due, a good solid bounce. But there's still work that needs to be done in this situation, which you're kind of seeing the underlying trend here. Okay, well, Clay, what is your definition of work that needs to be done? And that has everything to do with the purple line right there, the 50 period moving average. So yes, these are great bounces. Yes, they're bullish. But are they bullish from a bigger picture standpoint? That all remains to be seen. So I would just say remain skeptic on these because you can see that there's been plenty of bounces before that have not been true. There's a bounce, failed. There is a bounce, failed. There's a bounce, failed. And here's another bounce. Once again, does that mean that for sure guaranteed it's going to fail? Of course not. No guarantees. All I'm saying is past history shows us that you want to be a little skeptical and not jump to the conclusion that because price bounces, it's an automatic reversal. No, there's been many fake bounces where it reverses back to the downside. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, very, very impressive bounce. Is it the start of something bigger? Well, we still got 4 more days left on the week to try to get more data in regards to that question. Next one, BBLG, and I like this one because overall the chart is still plenty bullish. Now in the very near term, not so bullish because of this pullback right here, but that goes back to the whole talking point of, well, at least you've eliminated the worry of, I don't know, am I buying the top? Am I suffering from FOMO here? Am I getting caught up in the hype? Nope, that's already happened when people were buying up around there. So if you do like to play pullbacks and if you do like this price range, well, then you have yourself a nice pattern here. So let's just get this pattern drawn out quickly. So there we have the resistance portion of the pattern. There you have the support part of it. So let me change that to green to represent more of a bullish dynamic of the pattern. And then just to maybe keep this the easiest to see, we'll keep it all one color now. So we have the resistance, we have the support, we have the momentum move in the upwards direction there, and this is what would be known as a bull flag pattern. So if you like to play bull flags, if you like to play, sub $10 stocks, then this is definitely one that I'd say keep on your watch list. And, we'll see if the pullback can ultimately continue back up to test the top part of that flag pattern and then maybe even get the breakout through it. But like I said, I know a lot of people out there love bull flags, and this is definitely one that fits that criteria. Next one, ADMP. So this is one that I want to throw out here because, yes, it's got a great pattern to it. Absolutely, it's got a good self-fulfilling prophecy point, which we'll talk about. But it's also sub $1. So for people that like to play this price range, here you go. So that self-fulfilling prophecy point right here, again, by no means does it take any skill on my part. I'm not implying that I have some sort of great skill or that that's a great discovery to draw that line at 80 cents. There's going to be a bunch of people watching 80 cents. So moving forward, if this consolidation continues, then eventually it works its way up there and can get the break up through 80. As I've said, does that guarantee that it's going to skyrocket upwards? No, but does that make it valid? Does it make it plausible to think that the price could find some momentum and find some upwards motion? Absolutely. So keep a close eye on 80 cents from the resistance side of things. As far as supports are concerned, keep an eye down there at that 70-cent mark. You can see price has gone there and bounced off it a couple of times already. So overall, those are going to be the two main levels. So keep an eye on those. And if, like I said, you like to play upside breakouts, then 80 cents is certainly going to be the level that I'd keep a close eye on. Next one, BCRX, which has just been an absolute monster today. So let me squeeze this down, which is a good problem to have when you have to go back this far into a stock's history here. There we go. So the next big battleground to watch moving into Tuesday, the next key resistance is going to be right up there, which is essentially right where the price got rejected today, but right up there at 1485. You can see 1485 was their former area of support, and now this is just a classic example of an area of support now acting as resistance. So not saying that 1485 can't be broken, just saying it makes good sense while the price did struggle at that area. If 1485 can be broken, next key level of resistance right up there around $15.50. But the moral of the story here, as I zoom back in, is just an absolutely monster move. Price got the gap up right there and then just essentially went straight up the entire course of the day, and this was all occurring on big volume. So if you like to play momentum and if you like to kind of scalp the momentum, play breakouts, of momentum within that sort of context, then this is definitely one that I'd say keep an eye on. And next one here, PETZ, will end with a high risk, high reward one because what a train wreck this has been today. I mean, to think that this thing gapped down, which was already rough, started around 350 and is now all the way down here below 75 cents in one day, an absolute train wreck. And this will mean a little bit more to those that have traded for a while. But in these situations, there can be some very, very big dead cat bounces. Now, I'm not saying reversals where everything turns to be okay, but from a trading standpoint, a dead cat bounce, absolutely. However, if you can't manage risk, if you're not going to honor your risk rules, then you should stay away from these because in all actuality, this thing could just be the start and this thing may bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed for the next couple of weeks. And you don't want to be one of those people that just hold and hope, hold and hope. But if you can honor stop losses, if you can honor risk, then you can structure yourself some very nice risk versus reward scenarios on this. And in my mind, the level that it's very fascinating is this trend line right here, because that is a very steep trend line. And if the price can break up through there, am I saying that it shoots back up to 350? No, but let's say it only gets up to, right there at $1.75. I mean, from a risk reward standpoint, that could be a very, very nice upside movement relative to what is being risked. So if you like to play these sorts of, very sketchy situations, then this is one that I would definitely say keep an eye on. But again, stay far away from it if you're one of those people that has a big ego and refuses to cut losses, because these ones can get you in a lot of trouble from that regard. But if you can, set rules, if you can follow those rules, then with the situations like this that are this ugly, you can certainly put together very nice risk-reward trade setups. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you can start to see the potential and want to take your understanding of the tool of technical analysis to another level to begin to build consistency, then definitely get signed up for the class later on this week. It'll be Thursday, January 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So like I said, definitely get signed up for the free class. If you enjoy these top 10 watch list videos and if you'd like me to continue to do these, then please help me out with some basic communication. Hit that like button, leave a simple comment below. Say hi, say thanks. Tell me a ticker symbol that you're watching tomorrow. But doing those two things by hitting the like button and leaving a simple comment, communicate to me that you enjoy these types of videos. And as long as I know people are enjoying, then I have no problem at all continuing to put in the time and effort to put them together. So again, if you want to learn more about charts and technical analysis, definitely get signed up for the free class. Hit that like button, leave a simple comment down below. Everybody take care. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you got off to a good start to the week.